Yes. So finally, I get it. I'm in. I understand why Lisa is tearing him apart.
Oh, God!
I finally fucking get it.
We're all late on this except for Matt. You were there early, right?
Nah.
We watched
the
Room.
The zeitgeist is 2009 to actually be there on the ground floor of it blowing up.
So when did you get in on?
I was like 2 years ago.
Okay, me was like a few weeks ago, and Woolie, you just saw The Room by Mr. Wiseau.
Yup.
How many logos were there in front of
there were two, and they were the same company. And just he just wanted to show you both of his renders to make sure you saw them. One of them with his Wiseau like Productions Worldwide thing.
If you search on YouTube, you can find his original advertisements for Street Fashions USA.
Oh yeah,
where he's wearing denim and wearing jeans, and then suddenly dressed up like a Shakespearean actor, and he's like Street Fashions, and that's it. Like that's the ad. There's no other information. It's like best deals on denim. Like.
It's just fucking King of Kong dude's hot sauce all over again. You know, like, is this even a real thing? Does this exist? Is it real?
Yes.
He had to get his money from somewhere.
Street fashion.
Money had to come from somewhere. Not a lot. Not a lot of money, clearly.
No, a lot of money.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He wasted all of it.
$6 million.
Wow.
Enough to pay for that billboard constantly. So he still maintained...
That's been broken down in cost.
Really?
That cost, for the amount of time it stood up, it cost around $300,000 for that one advert.
Oh, for the course of his lifetime.
Over the course of 5 years,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, that's exactly. He's got fuck you money to burn.
Yeah.
And well, now of course he's gonna get back in there because now it's just being called The Masterpiece.
Yes, the movie based on the book is just called The Masterpiece, which I like that better than the Disaster Artist. I don't know. There's something about it. There's an elegance to it.
To trick Tommy.
Well, now that Tommy has to be in it because he refuses to let it happen without him being in it, I can see them doing that to appease him.
I watched an interview with James Franco, and they're like, "So is it true that Tommy Wiseau is going to be in your movie?" And he scratches the back of his head, and he goes, "Yeah, we kind of had to."
I mean, I don't know how to play that, but I feel like they're gonna make the right call. They're gonna find the right place and the right thing to do to getting him in there, because that's tough when you want to really.
He should be.
You can't go full blast.
He should be the flower store owner.
Maybe. And
then Tommy says to himself, "Hey, Johnny, you're my favorite customer. Who are you? I did not recognize you."
Like, the thing is, the problem is that, like, I hope that they're gonna go full blast anyway. But you know that weird thing where you were here for this, Pat, where we saw Postal. We saw Postal with Uwe Ball.
Yes.
And attendance. You didn't go with him.
3 rows ahead of us or some shit, and he was right there.
And
he came out and talked to us, and we asked him questions, and he was a pretty fucking laid back dude.
Now, the weird thing was...
What's wrong with my fucking voice?
Your voice is crackly, and I'm trying to fix that.
Damn it. There's something going on with my end of the thing.
I'm trying to not make...
My big voice is ruining everything.
I'm trying to not make you stupid loud, but...
Well, then you're going to have to tell me to stop talking. Hey.
Okay. Uwe Ball.
Uwe Ball, like, we watched this fucking movie, and at the end he's there... And so because this hack, terrible director is there in person and he does a Q&A, you have to sort of almost act like you respect what he made. Or at least the audience is doing that. Well, they're doing this weird thing where he's like, oh, well, he's here in person so we can ask him questions like, how did you do this scene? Or what was this about? Or you're asking him legit filming questions and you're applauding genuinely.
The idea is that after a Q&A, if you hated the movie, why would you stay? You would leave. So the only people that would want to stay and ask questions are people that admired his
there was a lot of weird social conditioning going on in that scenario. It's really interesting because we saw Postal in the most ideal possible conditions.
Yes. Rowdy crowd
who came to see the train wreck, and they came to see it like at the world premiere at a film festival with the director in attendance.
Yep.
So what do we get? We got a theater experience for Postal that was probably the best theater experience for Postal anyone's ever had, because it brought the house down. People were laughing their fucking shit off. But
great.
part of that is because we know that the idiot who made it is right there.
Yeah.
And that makes the whole thing so weird and meta. And so he gets up, and I remember one question that got me, where somebody's like, hey, what was your idea behind the scene in which all the children get shot? Mm-hmm. And he starts rambling in broken English with his thick German accent, going about how, like, well, Hollywood always tells me that you can't show children getting shot. So I was like, I'll shoot all the children.
You can't shoot dogs and pets.
Yeah. And it's
you can shoot all the children.
Well, here's the thing
really.
is, and you actually can. It's just that when they
Remember
test
in Hobo
it,
with a Shotgun, they burnt a bus of children to death.
yeah.
Sick.
But what I mean is, you can do anything. It's actually allowed. It's just that when they test it with the audiences, the people are going to be sad.
It's just that there's finger wagging.
And all I remember that scene perfectly, because that's the worst children getting shot scene ever, because it's a bunch of kids standing around holding balloons, and then squibs go off on their chests, and then the kids are told to fall down because they fall down like 2 seconds later.
I would love to be one of those kids. That probably would have been a fun day, getting to be shot.
You get to see them laughing as they fall over.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Everyone had a good
we're
time.
children, we're getting murdered.
So, what are some basic thoughts on The Room?
That. But the point I was coming off of there was. Yeah, I did.
Well, what is it?
The point was just that, like, when he's Tommy Wiseau is going to be in the masterpiece, like they're possibly going to have that weird thing on set where it's almost like we have to kind of like treat him with some respect in a way. Even it's like, imagine if Ed Wood was around for the Ed Wood shooting.
But to be perfectly honest, it's based on Greg
the book
Sestero,
based
Mark's
on the movie.
Book. It's based on a treatment on that. It's not. It's weird. You're right.
It's a weird thing because you're like, this is terrible, and we love it because of how terrible it is. And then when the guy's like, "Hey, it's me. I'm here," then you have then this weird.
Do you think Tommy?
This weird thing happens where you're like, "Oh well, wow, I'm such a huge fan. Tell us about this," or like, "Hey, when we're shooting this, he might give his input on certain things or whatever in a weird way," And I'm like, but you're here because you're terrible. Like, let's not pretend you're not a hack.
Do you think he knows? Because I don't know.
No, but he does know because at this point he's
Tommy has backtracked numerous times.
He's calling it a dark comedy.
A dark comedy.
Yeah,
it's fucking no.
No, it's not.
He's pretending that he intended for it to be as weird as it was.
He humps the dress.
Well, look, when you don't have a semblance of an understanding about how movies are made, or how a person talks, or how a character
is especially
behaves,
important.
Then when your thing gets famous for being like that, the only thing you can do is lean into it.
Yeah,
you have no choice. You think Manos: The Hands of Fate is not going to let them re-release that as an MST3K thing to show it off for everybody when it's that terrible? Like, you have to lean into it because it's the only fame you're going to get.
What? I have one question. Who was supposed to show up to help Danny with the money for the drugs? Because no one showed up. No one showed up.
Did they say someone was supposed to show up?
Because he's like, just wait a couple minutes. Someone will be here with the money.
No. He said, wait a minute. Wait a few minutes. Wait 5 minutes. I'll get it.
Yeah.
I assume
I thought he was going to run and go get it.
Never before seen friend.
Perhaps.
But that friend never showed up.
Okay. Hey, Pat, another big plot hole I never thought of? Hey, Tommy, you're going to end the movie in this fashion, huh?
Yeah.
I guess you don't care about your unborn baby.
No, he doesn't.
That you don't know anything about. Yeah.
Don't know that's not real, but
it's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's great. And the entire time I couldn't believe, more than anything, what bothered me the most was how the writing, like the script, even though they revised it after he wrote it, he wouldn't let them a lot of the time. It felt so painfully like a grade 2 script.
Yeah.
Like someone that was 9 years old tops wrote this out, because there's no actual conversations that sound like real people talking.
No.
There's no words larger than 3 syllables in the entire script, and it's not that your script has to have that.
Willie, don't worry about it.
It's don't worry about it. I don't want to talk about it. It's not that matters in terms of having a script, but everyone just speaks in the most basic language possible, and the entire movie, I bet you, it doesn't use more than 100 words. Like, I bet you just the common
100 different words.
Oh yeah.
The palette.
The 100 most common used English words. I feel like the entire movie
is
probably
fits
into that grouping.
I think 100's a little low, but I think it would come way under the vast majority of anything written by anyone.
Also, epic sandbagging of breast cancer.
Yeah.
Unbelievable levels of walking it off.
Oh, Mom.
Wow.
Just eat better, Mom.
Anyway, that I get it, and I'm glad I get it now. And I wish we could see a director's cut with more dress humping. I wish we could see.
Yeah, that was the one scene that they got Tommy to cut.
I wish we could see more of the takes of. I did not hit her. I did not.
Yeah, all 80 other takes.
I did not.
I did not.
Oh, hi, Mark.
No, this is the one that I wanted.
Hi, Mark.
This is the take where I get over it.
Okay. Where do we think he's from?
Okay,
Eastern Europe.
He's from far away.
Eastern Europe block
the book
somewhere.
infers Germany or Russia.
Okay. Do you think that there's a chance that in German, when he's speaking German, he's more normal?
No. 0% chance. Sounds more normal, is not more normal.
And then, it was again inferred a number of years spent in France, then moving to San Francisco.
Okay.
And watched a bunch of American movies while in Europe, and then became obsessed with the glamour and the...
Yeah. Okay.
It paints a pretty, I could see this.
Because it doesn't make sense how, I'm not sure if the way the script is so poor is how much of it is just bad grasp of English versus I just don't understand how human beings work.
To be fair, this is how the book doesn't mention this, but it's all how I feel. The movie is very basic, like old movies are in the 40s and whatever, where they're very basic in the script. They didn't say that many words. I mean, it depends on the movie, but
there's 2 sets.
Yeah, there's 2 sets, so it was almost like oh, I'm going to make my movie like this because these are movies I like. So it was more constructed like that, where there's not that many sets. There's a number of characters. They all say their thing.
Sitcoms.
Maybe, yeah.
Denny would walk in and you're waiting for the audience to go,
Denny!
Hi, Denny! Woo!
Denny's going to ask to watch them have sex again.
Oh, you creepy little pervert, Denny.
What drugs are you taking? Stop ganging up on me!
You're not my fucking mom! Yeah. Oh my goodness.
And she showed off all me underwears. Slide whistle.
All 3 people that were in the room.
Oh.
That guy is from a 2000, every movie.
Yeah.
He's from all the Tom Green movies. He's from Scream. He's from all of that shit.
It's his audition was showing off his best cross-eyed blowjob face.
Whoa.
Yeah, and then Tommy just...
Before it even starts.
Tommy busted a gut laughing at it, and he's like, he's hired.
All right, Pat, do you remember this part? Remember when they're in the alley... And then the Mike guy with the underwear who was
just falls over.
He just falls over for no reason, and everyone is reads it in the script, and they go, "Tommy, why does he fall?" It just says he falls. Did he get tripped on something? He goes, "No, he falls, slapstick." And they're like, "Okay, but when we show it in the movie, there has to be a reason. Does he say, "Oh, I hurt my leg," and then he trips, or does? So then, when you watch it again, it's still incredibly difficult to discern what has happened.
Well, because he just falls.
It looks like Mark fucking punches him in the gut, but not really. It looks like he's about to punch him and then braces him as he falls.
And then later on, now with the context of the fact that he's just like, it's funny, just have the slapstick moment. Then later on, the glasses guy, Peter that leaves the movie, just falls, and he does the same thing. It's it's like I guess Tommy's going for a pratfall, but doesn't really know.
Whoa!
So how to do that, or what the point of that is, or where to fit it into a
Why
script?
are they wearing tuxedos?
That's the number one. They never give a reason.
I assumed their wedding was going to happen there.
No,
or
but that's the
All you had to do was when they're in those tuxedos, you have a guy with a measuring tape walk in and say, "Are we going to measure your suits?"
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
And don't forget, next time you're in a fight and the guy is coming up to you and you're having the confrontation, call him a little cheeky and cheapy bird. Cheap, 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 cheap. That's going to really get his goat.
That shit reminded me of Arrested Development
Yes.
so much.
Exactly.
It does.
Exactly. But it's just like,
has Tommy Wiseau
but
even
dead
seen a
serious
chicken?
in the middle of a fist fight.
Yeah.
But there's the Arrested Development bit is like nobody does a correct chicken dance.
Yeah.
And then Tommy is doing it for real. That is clearly how he thinks you call somebody a chicken.
Yeah.
Cheap, cheap, cheap.
Well, it's doing the little cheapy bird, you know.
Do you know why Peter, the psychologist, the guy with the glasses, just leaves the movie?
Yeah, the actor quit.
Because the actor quit. And they replace him with another actor that just gets all his lines.
Yo, that guy and T-Hawk.
Why are you doing this?
They get it. They know the deal.
T-Hawk?
T-Hawk from Street Fighter, the movie, from the game.
Oh, yeah.
They know the score.
Just get
when the
I'm
winds
done.
blow foul on the set. It's time for you
get
to
on
leave.
a plane.
It's time for you to just go. Oh man, but no, nothing hurt me more than just that. I picked up on the laugh early on in, and then after that I just couldn't stop. Every time it's because he slides it in when you don't expect it. Like it's in the background. It's a full crowded party, and then the door opens and you just hear a little. And he enters, you know.
And he walks into a scene laughing.
Yeah.
Combo starter to combo
Yeah, and
ender.
then he ends it with a.
What a story, Woolie.
So
when can we overlap it for a triple? You know.
So I want Woolie's opinion
Laugh
on this. And I've
breaker.
never heard Matt's opinion on this because I forgot to bring it up when I watched it. How do you feel? But near the end of the film, in the party, there's a confrontation with Mark,
Yeah.
Yes.
and then it's broken up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the next scene
Yeah.
is the exact same confrontation with Mark.
Except now the secret is just out in the open.
Okay.
Don't give a
And
fuck.
no one gives a fuck anymore.
Do you guys feel like that was like literally the same scene recorded twice with two variants, and they just decided to put both scenes into the movie?
I think in the book it somewhere says or something I just picked up on that in the first confrontation with Mark when he's just like, "Oh, sorry everyone, sorry for big fight." And then Tommy leaves the room and goes through like the kitchen or something. And I think there's supposed to be a missing scene where Tommy has a conversation with someone in that room.
Okay.
And that's cut out because in the next scene when Mark and Lisa don't give a fuck and are just dry humping in front of everybody, Tommy walks in from the same room.
Yeah. It actually.
And then he's just like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Why,
Like,
he comes out from the left side.
so he talked to Peter that no longer exists.
It's just so bizarre. It's
very
so weird.
I feel like what happened. It like I know it wasn't because they had a script, but it feels like they shot it and then he just improv something on the go and went, "We need to up the ante. We need to up the stakes."
Also, why would you score heel love sessions where the villains are betraying a hero
So
and then have love music over that?
It's going into the evil like oh no, the cheating is happening, and then you just grab the fucking fake boys to men. Men to boys, I believe
Boys
we were
to
calling
boys.
it. Yeah, that just kicks in and like starts fucking.
You
playing.
are my rose, rose,
And
rose.
this is the NTR scene. This is the cuckoldry.
And the first
why would
one,
you score it
the
romantically?
first one, I can kind of be like, yeah, whatever. We don't know enough about the characters to really understand where these relationships are going to go. Maybe Tommy's
theirs is the
a bad
true
guy.
love.
But by their fourth sex scene,
The only explanation I can think of is that
someone in the crew had a friend that had a band.
I mean that's possible,
Yeah.
but I feel like Tommy. He's like, it's our love scene. It needs to have the sexuality and the sensuality.
So what about the other two?
I know, but same thing. I just feels that he looks at it and he goes, it needs to be very sexy. You know, like people will not come see it if my ass is not in the movie.
Okay, I think you're right because when they're playing
creepy ass.
when
Big Leatherman ass.
when they're playing football / just catch in the alleyway and they're throwing it around and they're just going, yeah. Good, good job.
Good pass.
Everyone's like Tommy, this scene is awful. It doesn't mean anything. You don't need it. Just cut it out. And they go over where Tommy's watching it, and he's got tears in his eyes. and then they're like, what? And Greg, Mark, looks at him. He's like, oh. And then Tommy's just watching them and goes, oh, it's so good. American palin around.
Wow, really?
So in the book, this is why the book's actually really good. It's emotional. He's like, I can understand that Tommy, this is the first time he's felt things like this.
Wow.
On the movie set is where I'm like, I have friends. I'm palling around with cool friends.
Wow.
Very American. Very like
that
growing
dude,
up.
like walking home. Like
You're just thinking about it nonstop.
I was thinking about it, and just it was one of those. I'm like, okay. There has to be an explanation for some of that stuff, and like, yeah, that's it. So much of it seems to be like, I'm a foreigner. I have this concept of
My
American
ideal.
culture,
Yeah.
right, and like the great things and big hot dogs and go,
And playing football, catching the park,
and so he wants to represent that. But like, there's also like the fact that when he's watched American movies and things like that. Like, he doesn't actually get what is happening that is emotional. He just gets, like, the undercurrent of it.
Yeah,
then, so when he decides to write his own version of it, all he can write is the undercurrent.
Normally,
into a script. He doesn't actually get, like, the
at the end
real
of a
dynamic
game of
of
catch,
two people.
something should happen to lead to the next scene.
Oh, there's a purpose for that scene
There's
to
a
be
purpose
there.
for the scene.
Yeah.
But there's so many scenes that have no purpose at all, but he wanted to put them in there because, like, oh, that's
It's the
what
feeling.
It's the feeling.
He edited and filmed and directed and
Amazing.
wrote the script and everything based on feeling.
See, that's why The Room is like the greatest movie ever.
It's fantastic. It's incredible.
That's why it's like
it's a touchstone for our time.
compared to like Jupiter Ascending or something that's just got tons of money thrown into it, but they're like, let's just make cool things explode or whatever.
Yeah.
It's different in that way where it's like you can ascertain this director's thought process.
Like
at
the
least.
mother's motivations
If
throughout
you know
the
he's a weird foreigner, at least.
Yeah, no, it's the only lens that makes it sort of make sense.
Yeah.
The mother's motivations, every scene.
Love the mother.
Making no sense. Like,
walking in, hello, dear, blah, 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 blah. I have to go. Why'd you walk into my house, Mom?
I just, I came to check up. Okay, well, I have to go. I don't want to talk about it. Don't worry about it.
You know the mother's the
You should
worst
love
character
him.
of all. You know why? Because of this line. So I was talking to my friend Lauren, and she wants to buy a house.
Super right.
I asked Tommy, would he be able to front the money for a house? And he said, no, it's too awkward and complicated. Oh, I thought he was a generous man. Fuck you, bitch.
Yeah, it's
I have to pay for your friend's house?
Who I've never met.
and it,
Probably not.
And let's not forget
worst.
how Tommy is the coolest and strongest.
Yeah,
and he's
he's
the best
cool
and
and
the
strong.
richest, and he provides and he bought you a car.
But he
And
didn't get the promotion.
And yeah, and roses every day, and hey, we're not gonna like talk shit about him behind his back. He's got the biggest dick. Everybody loved Tommy. That's the script.
He's a great guy.
I'm gonna try and
You know how.
Hold on a second. Let me just do a hot fix on this mic.
The hottest
hot
fix.
live.
Hello.
Hi. How do you sound?
I sound great. What's happening again?
Oh, hi, Woolie.
Oh, hi, Pot.
Is it my microphone? Am I destroyed?
Oh God, it's getting worse.
Oh no! I think we need. Hello.
The bank uses me. I make the money, and they don't care.
Oh,
I think we might need to get a replacement amp.
I think I need to clean the potentiometers.
But
Sorry?
did you just make shit up?
Yeah.
Okay,
'Cause it
that's
sounded
fine.
made up.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I'll believe it.
I don't know how this stuff works. You're like a mechanic that way.
It's the little metal knobs underneath the level because the gain.
It's a little...
Oh, and you didn't want to say I got to go clean some knobs?
No, it's actually they're called pots. If you really want,
I need to go clean.
Weird.
Oh.
dirty pots.
That doesn't sound that bad.
Yeah, I know.
It's better technology than a
Dirty
tape
pots.
recorder that can record for 75 hours straight.
Oh, like this thing?
That can't record for 75 hours straight.
No.
Did
but-
that exist in 2003?
No, but if it did, Tommy Wiseau would have plugged it into his phone to make sure that
a cassette.
everything said in the house
It's a cassette.
was being recorded.
It's a fucking cassette tape.
It's amazing.
So you know when he replays... what
Which
he
apparently he
recorded?
did in real life?
Yeah. You'd record everything on cassettes. conversations on phones with people, like answering machine messages and shit.
What?
So when Tommy replays what he recorded on the cassette tape to Lisa, he replays what she just said to Mark on the phone.
Like just now.
But it's different than what she said.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, there's extra lines in there, which I think it was the line she was saying while they cut to him in the bathroom on the door.
Oh my god! I can't believe you just thought of a reason why that makes sense.
I think like we cut to him trying to hear it, he can't hear.
Yeah, he's listening for like 5 seconds.
And I think those are the lines that she was saying.
Well, he just fixed the movie.
There you go.
Yeah, all the plugs,
the continuity.
All the plugs have been filled.
He reminds me, like Tommy Wiseau is to America what Saddam is to Japan in Street Fighter.
Saddam, okay.
Yeah. Like, it feels like he's that guy. He's just, I'm super part of you guys trying to fit in.
Yeah.
Hello, fellow youth.
You can tell by my pasty vampire face.
But, like, just, when guns out, right? Gotta play the football. Only Tommy's arms are out when they're playing.
Yeah, they never show
Super male model best friend guy that he hires.
No, wait, Greg's wearing a little...
long sleeve baseball tees.
He's wearing
and
a little
baseball
red
shirts.
cutoff thing, and she shows his arms a little bit. But you're right. You're like, that's...
So you're saying that much like many old shitty movies that, you'll see, it's like, oh, this director is also the actor, and the actor just happens to be the coolest man ever who happens to be surrounded by a bunch of models with their titties out and all that shit.
Yeah.
And he's the coolest, strongest ever. This is like that, but like more sincere for Tommy, in which he just wants a movie in which everyone tells him he's the greatest and the nicest and the kindest.
It's not so much the great; it's the nicest and the kindest. Like I don't think greatest is
and the most
romantic.
And
like again, the framing it with like just obsessed with American culture and all that stuff, plus trying to actually create memories.
Oh, that sounds like shit.
God damn it.
Oh, yeah.
Plus trying to create false memories of, like you said, crying, checking the gate of these things, of he's, like, living
watching
it out.
The dailies.
Like, that's not a movie to him. That's
his life.
That's him paying to live out the American experience.
Greg Sestero ascertains that when they're doing all the pickup shots, every single shot of San Francisco you see is like the movie had long since been filmed, and they're just trying to get all those transitional shots that don't have any time passing during them. Mm-hmm. But he was like, all right, Tommy, I think we have it all. He's like, no, a couple more shots over there. He's like, I then understood that he never wanted this movie to ever be done.
Right.
He wanted to keep rolling, going and going.
Yeah.
So he'd be like, Tommy, we have more than enough. It's like, no, but a shot over near by the bay. And we have that shot.
Man.
Oh, okay. Another one then. He's like, Tommy, we have it.
And also it explains the weirdness of hey, we need to do another lovemaking scene. If we can just shoot another.
Okay, how about you
she
just
signed up for one
with him.
You creep.
Signed up for 16 with Mark, but
yeah, well, sure.
Okay, how about instead of that, we just splice in the outtakes and other shots of the first love scene.
Right. Make sure everyone's on the set. They have to watch.
Yeah.
The idea of
like you won't get paid if you don't come and watch the sex scene, I think was the
If
thing.
I don't feel your eyeballs on my body, no one's getting paid.
The idea of like him never wanting to wrap up principal filming, we'll call it. It's like that. It's like that other story, which I feel like we have to look up, about the guy who was connected to De Niro, who's an extra in one of his movies that conned an entire town into creating a film festival and shooting this random non-film that didn't exist. And like it was a small town that he just took advantage of, created a film festival for them.
What's the verb?
I forget.
No, he goes to that town to monorail it.
To monorail it, exactly. He slides in, he shows them his credits from being in one De Niro movie, and then eases on out. And then during it, he goes, hey, maybe instead of scamming these people, we should actually make a movie.
Yeah.
So they filmed a bunch of it, and then he's like, nah, fuck it, JK, LOL. And then just takes all the money and pieces out. And fucking leaves the town high and dry. It's insane, but they did actually get some shots out of it. Yeah, it's nuts. Anyway, so that was the Roomcast.